What's up, Ravens fans? It's time to hear from you guys in our Ravens mailbag segment. We had a chance to see the guys out on the practice field for the first week of OTAs, and they're back out there again this week. So lots of good questions right now. Let's jump right into them. The first question today comes from Luis Paulo Valoy. And the question is, who is ready to start opposite of Terrell Suggs at outside linebacker?
Well, this is a really interesting position because you have Matthew Judon and the new second-round pick, Tyus Bowser. Both really good players who I think are going to have a good battle for this spot. If you're asking me now, though, I'm going to go with Judon. I think it makes a big difference being in your second year compared to rookie season. In this complex Ravens defense, it's a pretty steep learning curve for anybody, even somebody as talented as Bowser. But I do expect Bowser to have a large role. I think that he will be used as kind of a jack of all trades. He'll be used in coverage. He'll be used to rush the quarterback. He'll definitely get his snaps and be kind of a third down guy, kind of like Judon was last year.
Yep.
But if you're saying who's starting, who's going to be out there on first down at the start of the game, I think Judon. He's stronger against the run, bigger guy. I expected him to get the first crack at it.
What about this guy, Albert McClellan? He's a veteran.
Yeah.
He's been on this team, and people always seem to kind of forget about him, but he started a number of games last year. He's been kind of off and on a starter throughout his entire career there.
Yeah.
He's somebody that's good against the run.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to look at him at inside linebacker, though, as well. Could he compete with KC?
Yeah.
Potentially to start next to C.J. Mosley. So Albert really knows all those positions. He can kind of be used interchangeably. And what about Tim Williams?
Yeah.
I mean, what's Tim Williams' spot at outside linebacker? Is he a rush specialist? So a lot of things in play there at that outside linebacker spot after Elvis Dumerville departed.
All right, the next question deals with some of those guys that we just talked about there. This question is from John McKinnery, and John wants to know who will have a bigger impact this season, the rookie, second, and third round draft picks, or last year's second and third round draft picks. And if you're doing the math in your head, you're trying to figure out who it is. This year, second rounder Tyus Bowser. Then in the third round, you have Chris Wormley and Tim Williams. Last year, second round, Kamalai Correa. In the third round, you have Bronson Kafusi.
Right.
So I'm going to say, there's also a little bonus because there's three guys this year. I'm going to say that the rookies this year are going to have more of an
You're going against my logic that it makes a big difference being in your second year as opposed to a rookie.
I am. I think maybe having one more guy there helps. I think Tim Williams is going to be that situational pass rusher. I could see him having a similar kind of season to Judon. He could have
Judon had 5 sacks.
6 sacks. Like, he could be certainly in that range. I think Tyus Bowser, I don't know if I totally agree with you that it's going to be Judon in the starting lineup. I think Tyus Bowser is going to give him a really good run for his money, and he could end up winning that starting job. I also think that Chris Wormley could end up winning that starting job. Kind of the pivot point here on this question that I think is who ends up winning the starting job. Is it Kafusi? Is it Chris Wormley? At defensive end. There's an open spot there because Lawrence Guy left in free agency. Brent Urban's also going to be in the mix there.
Yeah.
But that is
whoever wins that spot is probably going to be the winner in this question.
Exactly. But I think that the Ravens need and they expect both of those classes to have a big impact this year on defense.
Yeah, agreed. Our last question comes from Brandon Portney, and the question is, who do you guys envision leading the team in rushing yards this season? I'm going to go with Terrence West, last year's leader. He rushed for nearly 800 yards last year, and I think that he's right now in the position to be the lead running back in the room. I mean, you look at it in Kenneth Dixon, who I think is uber talented. I really like Kenneth Dixon a lot, but you're suspended for the first 4 games of the season. That puts you behind the 8 ball in terms of piling up those stats. And then you look at Danny Woodhead, and over his career, I mean, he's a versatile weapon, but he's only rushed for over 500 yards, I think, once over his entire career so far. So he's not going to be your bell cow running back. He'll get some handoffs, and he'll do a lot of different things. He'll split out wide as a wide receiver. He'll do a lot, but I don't think that he's going to put up huge rushing numbers, especially with all the talent the Ravens have at running back.
All right, so that does it for us in this week's Ravens Mailbag. But as always, we love hearing from you guys, so send in your questions every single week using that hashtag Ravens Mailbag. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.